It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that
And
bad.
even celebrities, we put celebrities on such a high pedestal, we forget that they're just as fallible, just as stupid, and just as dumb as we are. So then it'll come out and be like, wait, David Bowie thought he was a witch? And be like, yeah, 100%.
And that's fucking wild.
Yeah,
but on the other end of the spectrum, we also love consuming the wholesome human side of these celebrities or people that we put on a high pedestal, like bloopers.
Yeah.
Why do we love bloopers? Because
Interesting.
we're looking at our idols like Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker fucking up at the end of a movie that we just loved, right?
Or Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we get to see what their day-to-day life, or what they tell us is their day-to-day life.
These,
you know what I mean?
These quote-unquote perfect beings on Earth that look gorgeous.
Famous people who have reality shows for essentially nothing.
Yeah.
The show's it's just a show about what they do every day. You know what I mean? And without the show, they actually wouldn't be doing something every day. So it's really a weird cycle, and we just consume it like it's candy.
And it's so funny that we consume it, and a lot of people believe this is how they really are.
Oh, yeah.
But
And
it's
that's the
so
life they wanna live.
exaggerated. It's a lot of it is fabricated, because how normal are you going to be with a camera shoved up in your face?
Not at all. We can tell you for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and if it wasn't fake, why do they have script supervisors on reality shows?
And there's producers and executive producers saying, okay, this is what we air and this is what we're not going to air.
Let's cut that part out. Yeah, it's weird what they can and can't
Even
do.
with singing shows, because I've looked into obviously auditioning into American Idol and The Voice in the past, when a lot of my friends and family tell me, you should audition for that shit.
Totally.
And you hear stories about people that actually were in there, and they would say, okay, you gotta, what's a story about you and how did you start singing? Oh, actually, that's not good enough. Say it this way, and actually, let's sprinkle this line there so it sounds more exciting.
That's Hollywood, baby.
And fuck you, because they're all just trying to sell stories, rather than the truth.
Honestly, though, but here's my thing: is you should do that, because your talent isn't in that story. Your talent is in the singing, and eventually that talent will show through. Every person who gets famous never gets famous the way they want to, but if they're talented enough, then they can really express who they really are. You just got to play the game for a little bit.
Help me out with this then. So if I were to, because I was looking into auditioning for The Voice, and they said, okay, you're going to sing 1 to 2 songs with or without accompaniment, and also tell us a little bit about yourself. And we want to know the story of how you began.
I already got it.
Okay, what do I say? From what you know about me and my singing background, what do I say?
This is how you sell yourself to producers. Okay. Look at me. I'm Christian. I was a short, brown, fat kid. I got bullied a lot, and the only time that I could find comfort was in music. And I would listen to these songs that none of my friends listened to. I would listen to music that none of my peers were into, and it made me feel whole. I started singing those songs because I wanted to be like Bobby Darin. I wanted to be like Frank Sinatra. Those were the people I aspired to be. Now I can sing. I've grown up. I've become this beautiful, lovely man. I can show my talent, and people are now shocked because, hey, that used to be the short little fat kid Christian. Now look at him up there singing and happy and loving his life.
That was incredible.
I should be a
Oh my
producer.
gosh. Thank you very much. You're coming with me to the auditions.
Honestly, I think that's how you sell it.
Would you wait in line with me?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, and I would even tell them that I'm your manager too. So I could
Fuck yeah,
get close
dude.
up there and be like, no, I have to be.
Yeah, you got to be with me.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a good way. I mean, and with you saying that,
and that's just off the dome. Let me write it down and really kind of play with it and formulate it.
that's what you know of me. And that's not really the route that I would have gone in.
Oh, interesting.
But none of that is not true,
No,
right?
and all of that's sellable. All of that is what they would want on a reality show right now.
I mean, to be completely honest about it, singing did bring me a sense of confidence.
Oh,
And
it definitely did.
It brought me a sense of validation, and
Yeah.
it was a way to be seen. Because I tell you all the time that my brother was the golden child,
Smart.
in an Asian family, very smart, valedictorian, and got a lot of the attention and praise because he was just really on top of his shit. And here I am, not nearly as naturally smart, and so that's why I found ways to be seen through creative outlets.
You are very smart.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You went to college. You're working a very difficult job that takes a lot of brain power.
Thank you.
And the grass is always greener. So somebody in my position can tell you that you are very smart.
Thanks.
But of course, in your position, the grass looks greener on a different front.
Always.
But dude, what story do you think because what story that you would actually say? Maybe I can maybe I can do the producer sprinkle.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your real story?
Well, I mean, I don't know what my real story is, because it seems like these producers want some sort of like traumatic experience or something really sad. But my singing story's very happy. Other than the fact that I did it to like to make my parents proud, right?
That's
That's
a good one.
which is really something. And that's real because I see how proud they were after like a gig, or like how they would see me when I'm singing, or like the love that my dad would give me when I'm trying to learn a song that means so much to him. And
I'm gonna make you so famous. You stick with me, pal. We're going straight to the top.
my mom said that I started singing at the age of 2, which makes me want to throw this cup of coffee across the room, because I'm like, I was a 2. What? Are you sure I wasn't just saying goo goo gaga in a certain tone?
No, you were carrying notes.
No, she was saying that I was singing Unchained Melody, which is, can you imagine me at 2 years
like
old?
a really like staccato, like getting every beat, getting every single note.
She said it was in the car. Like, what was I doing? Like, did I unbuckle the car seat and got out and like stood on the chair and was like,
May I have your attention, please? No, but I will tell you this. When my nephew was still in the car seat, small baby, the first song he ever sang was O'Reilly Auto Parts.
a jingle?
Because that song played in the car all the time, I guess, and always on TV. But like, he just started singing that one day out of the blue. And, you know, kids can catch on to things like that and sometimes like memorize it and stuff. When he was getting a little bit older, was a toddler, and would get scared, he would sing to himself to calm him down. So one day we're standing in line for Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland. He used to freak himself out. Classic Middleton thing. Anyways, he was kind of freaking himself out, and he started singing Downtown.
Really?
Downtown. And me and my brother kind of like looked down. We didn't want to make a big deal of it. And he's just like, you don't want no beef, boy. Downtown.
That is so cute.
And I remember just thinking like, this kid is fucking adorable.
That is golden. Did you guys record it?
No, it was one of those moments where we were both like, you know what, let's just, you know, but it was
Let
like,
him have his
he
moment.
would just like sing that. He sang Macklemore's Downtown to himself. Like that was his calming song to him.
Because if you had recorded that and put that onto the internet,
Oh, it'd be a million. But I bet you like now he probably doesn't even remember that song. Or if he hears that song, he might be like, oh yeah, I used to like this song because like you still like Unchained Melody.
I love Unchained Melody.
So maybe he still loves that. Like the Temptations and stuff that my dad used to play when I was a baby.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I like every time I hear those, it's just like.
Isn't it crazy how much our like current viewpoints, morals, and values and ideals derive from like our childhood experiences?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, that's nature and nurture.
Like, because it's so much harder to learn now as an adult from our experiences because we get stubborn or prideful. But when we are an absorbent sponge, we learn like, Barney's way better than Teletubbies, and with no reasoning, no logic, but just because
fact,
like
though.
It's a fact to you because your older brother or cousin said it to you, and now we carry that value with us as adults.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, not to disagree, I think what we're doing as adults is not we're unable to learn. I think what we're doing is we're almost rewriting what we did learn. Right? Because I was thinking about this the other day. Almost everything we learned as a kid was a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Like even the shit that was the truth, it was only part of the truth, right? Like they didn't ever want to tell us that. It was so weird.
Santa's real, the Easter Bunny's real, shit like that.
And then like, hey, but don't lie to people.
Yeah.
Lies are bad.
Yes.
But then like, you
so
know.
when is it appropriate to tell a lie?
I've said this in the past. It's when you're trying to save somebody. It's when you're trying to help them.
And so our parents are just trying to save our
They're
innocence?
trying to make you, well, yeah, for sure. I do think Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, all that's to save the child's innocence.
Yeah.
But it's also to make them happy, give them a sense of mystery, give them something to think about and look forward to. And also it gives you an out.
Yeah, it does, huh?
Yeah. I mean, every parent, how many parents have eaten their kids' Halloween candy and said that they threw it away?
I'm parents all the fucking time.
Like,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. I mean, parents lie a million times. Like, not mine though, because my mom's listening.
She's
They just
the most honest person.
Honestly, my parents didn't lie to me and my brother. They just didn't tell us a lot of stuff. Like as we got older, we learned more and more about them, and we were like, at least in my mind, I think if I would have known those things at a younger age and understood that they understood what I was going through from that position, I would have understood their lessons better. But because I thought they never experienced the things that I experienced, and here they am reprimanding me for something that I think they've never understood or never experienced or don't know, I think they don't get it. What I think they maybe should have done, if I could say, which I probably shouldn't.
Give them some parental notes. All right.
I wish they would have been more honest with us and like explain to us how they understand these things because they've gone through it too, instead of me and Matt thinking that they are infallible parents, and then suddenly we're getting older and we're like, wait a minute, parents aren't infallible, and then we like start looking at our parents like, oh man, you guys made you guys had problems too. And
but maybe that's one of the issues of parenting is like you don't know where to cross the line of how transparent you should be. How much should I shelter you from the real world?
For sure.
You're raising a human. You make a fucking human and you raise that person, and they are an extension of you that is completely representative of your skills as a parent.
Well, and not only that, it's like truly a part of you. Like my brother, I haven't experienced it yet, but my brother swears to me when he looks at his son, when he looks at his daughter, he feels this connection to it of like, that's me. That's mine. That's my baby. You know, like we haven't experienced that yet, but I know that experience that parents have where they can just look at their kid and that's why like, yeah, Santa's real.
I might have said this like 100 episodes ago. I don't know. But at some point I feel like I have told you, but when one of my cousins, my cousin Angel and her husband Justin had their first kid. It was incredible. It was unexpected, but it was such a beautiful thing. And I remember being in the hospital after she had given birth, and I was in the room with Justin, and I was like, how does it feel, man, to be a dad? And he gave me one of the best answers that made me so excited to be a parent. He said, you know, Christian, I've loved a lot, and I've loved many times, and I loved many people. I love you. I love your cousin Angel. I love my parents, and I love my siblings. But there is no love that can compare to the love that I feel for that baby right there, for that human that I made. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, you just met that baby. You've known me for years.
Yeah. What the fuck? I'm pissed, Justin. I've been to your birthdays.
Fuck, Justin. He's like, fuck that baby.
That baby's done nothing for you.
Take it the other way. That baby's only going to take money from you.
You take that baby and you shove it back up the Angel.
Statistically, by the time that baby turns 18, $2 million you spent.
Yes. That is a money sucker.
And that's if he's an idiot and doesn't go to college.
Yeah. So you better get it right.
What are you doing? What are you, a plumber? You better own that business, bitch.
Yes, because from here on, there's only downhill.
Ruin the best day of their life.
You know the world's overpopulated.
Slap the baby. It's not even a boy.
Look at that. No bones, all cartilage.
Where
you call that a person?
Where are your kneecaps?
Yeah. You look like the Michelin Man.
Where's that soft spot?
Just start poking this baby. Excuse me, sir. Please get out.
Please get out of the nursery, sir. This is a full-grown child.
These children's immune systems, very bad right now.
You're coughing straight in their faces.
Yeah, you look dirty as fuck.
Is that a cigarette?
Why are you smoking in here, sir?
I'm sorry. Is that marijuana?
Yeah, this baby should learn fast. This is weed.
Blow it in their ears, they'll get higher.
They're not dogs, dude. I remember when I first heard that blowing in a dog's ear.
Is it true?
I don't know.
I don't know
Because how
either.
does a dog look like when a dog's high?
Like a normal dog.
I've done it before to Rosie.
It's like one of those things where you hear about it's like, yeah, it's like eating an orange makes you higher. And it's like, really? Eating an orange?
It does?
Yeah, okay.
Or like,
and then they're always like, it's the vitamin C. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, sure, okay.
Like how much of it is just a placebo effect? I feel like if you were to
100%.
Right? I feel like if you were to tell me to like if I tapped my kneecap 5 times, I get higher.
You can get high without smoking if you tap your kneecap twice, tap the other one once, tap that first one 3 times, and then poke your nose.
See, if someone told me that when I would first start, like, you know, smoking, I'd get my notepad out.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, 5, 5, 5. That's 5 times. That's 1 time. I'm blasted.
Maybe I did it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything. Maybe I did do it again.
Do it again. Start doing it to your friends.
No. You do it. Tell me if you feel anything.
I don't know. Or like, what are things that you heard about drinking? Like, what's your thought process on mixing darks and lights?
Do it. Don't be a pussy.
Yes. Alcohol is alcohol. One is just barreled. One is just barreled and the other isn't, right?
Yeah. One's probably got food coloring and one doesn't.
Yeah. But then some people come up with these urban myths. I have some coworkers that tell me, oh, I was so hungover the next day after we drank because we mixed. And I was like, nah, girls, because you didn't have bread and water.
Or because you were drinking like rum and it was all the sugar and you're getting like a big sugar crash.
Yes.
That's what people don't really realize is the sugar content in alcohol is probably what's giving them.
Like a Fireball hangover? Have you had that? That makes me hangover.
Well, that's antifreeze hangover because they put antifreeze in Fireball.
Oh, that's right. Pulling Fireball out of the freezer. Do you see how syrupy that thing is?
You know what they say? Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, never fear. Or as I say, shut up and drink.
Shut the fuck up. It's all going in your stomach. It's going to digest. It's a concoction nonetheless, dude.
It's actually a solution if I understand chemistry.
Yes, dude, it's a solution. It's not quite homogenous because I don't know. I was just being a fucking nerd.
You would know that joke better than I would. I have actually only read that joke. I don't actually understand it, but it makes smart people laugh, and that's why I say it.
Hey, that's what you should do.
That's honestly like half my lines are like, yeah, I don't get it, but it makes someone laugh.
Just learn the line and say it, yeah, and it'll hit, dude.
Like the other day, I was talking to somebody who's really big into musical theater, and we were chatting, and I told him, I was like, oh, you know what I was watching last night? I was watching Into the Woods. On Disney Plus.
I got super excited.
And he was like, oh my God. He's like, and then he was telling a third person who's also big into musical theater. And like, Alex was watching a Sondheim musical. And they're like, oh my God, really? Alex, you were watching a musical? What were you watching? And I was like, yeah. And it wasn't even my favorite Sondheim musical. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I like Assassins. And they're like, holy shit, what? And I was like, fuck. Yeah, my favorite character is Lee Harvey Oswald. They're like, what the fuck? Alex, how do you know all this shit? And I was like,
because it's surprising.
I know Sondheim. I know shit.
People that don't know
me,
your origins and background in like performing arts, they wouldn't think that you're a thespian, right?
No, never. Almost never.
Yeah.
I kind of like it too.
Because you like that element of surprise, dude.
I like Assassin. You should have seen their faces, jaw on the floor, because they're like.
People think that I'm super knowledgeable with musicals, and I'm like not that into musicals.
You know enough.
I know enough, but like, and it's because I'm a singer, and so they're like, oh, I assume that you love musicals. I know this and that, and this and that, and then I have one of two choices: either pretend that I know what they're talking about, smile and say, yeah, okay, yeah, no. It's been a while. Like I remember watching.
Remind me again what the storyline is that? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, John Travolta
yes,
and Michelle Pfeiffer in the second one. Got that one.
You just mix two movies together.
Grease 1 and Grease 2.
And the other thing that I forget is like, even as a kid growing up, my parents used to take us to a live theater performance once a year since I was like 5 or 6, up until I was a teenager, mid-teen. So I've seen
that's incredible.
A lot, yeah. And then my dad's into old musical. My dad loves musicals, which is kind of like a crazy thing. If you
I
think
wouldn't
about
anticipate that he would.
Fiddler on the Roof is his favorite like musical movie. Period. Yeah, so we grew up with a lot of that, and then like I don't really like watching musicals, but there are a few that I'll watch, and I always see the art in it. I always see like what makes it a good musical, but I just like can't stand like a scene being like, "I love you, Sarah." And I love you, John.
It takes me out sometimes.
Fuck, dude. Can't you just talk about it? That's why like I like older musicals where they would have like scenes and then like singing and then scenes and then like a modern musical like Rent is like all singing. Even the voicemail's a song, and it's like fuck.
What do you think about that?
It's too much singing,
I can't do it.
That being said, I do really like Rent.
Yes, you've seen it a lot of times.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, but it's not my first choice, and especially since I get distracted because like now I'm listening to a song, but I'm also having to listen to the lyrics.
Interesting.
I have like a weird musical brain.
I was just gonna say your brain can't balance it.
I want to focus on when I listen to a song, like on the radio or if I find a new song, I'm focusing on one thing the first listen, and then on another thing the second listen. So I'll be like, I gravitate toward the melody because I'm a singer. And then my second listen, I'll listen to the lyrics, and I'll be like, oh, the melody's great, but these lyrics are shit. Yeah. Sometimes.
Or like sometimes that's very interesting because with a musical, you don't get to replay it. Mm-hmm. You only get to hear it and see it once.
Yes.
So what am I looking at? Am I looking at the dancing? Am I listening? Am I looking at the lights? Am I looking at the set? Am I looking at there's a lot, but you know what? I think that's the beauty of musical theater. The other beauty I find in live theater is this is the only time this performance is going to be seen.
It's right there for your eyes only, and
it's going to be different the next time they do it.
Yeah,
it's going to be different the time they did it before this, and like this is the only time you're going to see them do it. Like,
dude, that's why I like improv.
Yeah,
like improv. Learning to do improv deeper than just like doing it in high school and doing like full scenes and like doing long form improv and like creating like some magic right there and then and seeing it in your scene partner's eyes, like, and both trying not to laugh is some of the most magical shit. And it's like an inside joke. It's hard to describe an improv scene if you weren't there. You sound stupid. But if you were there and like the audience is with you, everyone's in on the joke.
That thing with the pineapple, and people are like, oh, that fucking
man, the pineapple and the dachshund. Yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't think they'd fit, but they did. Yeah, man. I think it's great when people can take chance on love and life and laughter.
Yeah, real things.
Hey, live, love, laugh. That's my tagline.
Are you gonna put that up in your future home?
Honestly, I might put it up on this home.
Honestly?
Speaking of home.
Yes.
How much longer do I have to be a friend of yours before I get keys to this house?
I could probably give you a key now.
I was thinking about that today when I was like sitting in the car, and I was like, I've known Kristen for a long time, and like we have a lot of, but I was just like, what do I have to like sleep with you? Is that how I get a key to this house?
No, that'll prevent any chances of you getting a key. Hiding keys, because after I sleep with you, it might be so good, you might just try and sneak here at 2 a.m. and get a little something. You'll be like, holy fuck, dude. Christian just blew my mind.
Wow. I always joked about it, but did I expect that? No.
Man, you up?
Ropes.
You're texting me the drooly emoji last night, bro, man.
The star eyes. Star eyes.
Yeah,
star eyes.
I'm not giving you a key to the house in that.
Hey, honestly, I get it now. You know what? Now I get it.
Okay, but in all honesty, if we were to go to Home Depot and you pay for like the printing of the key,
yeah,
I'd give you a key. I'll
give you a key to our house. We're getting new locks right now though because our house is being painted. So I actually don't even have a key for the front door, which kind of scares me.
Yeah,
actually.
you always do the garage thing, and then you do a Mission Impossible roll through the garage.
Today I did the Mission Impossible roll.
But even other days, I've seen you do it before, unnecessarily.
No, when I leave, I have to do the Indiana Jones jump.
Oh, because
I have to jump the laser.
The sensor.
Yeah.
But I like that you call it a laser.
Well, yeah, it's a laser.
For the longest period of time, I had to do that with me, with my garage too.
Yes.
And that was difficult.
And now you got rid of the sensor?
Well, because I have that dog barricade in the garage downstairs.
Yes.
So, and I have to press the garage door button, open the barricade, close it, and then run over. It's legitimately the closest to being Indiana Jones that I can be. And I'm not.
You've never been on the ride then in Disneyland.
I have been, dude.
Then that's the closest you can be to Indiana Jones.
I did that drunk one time.
Ooh.
And when the snake comes at you.
We've done it drunk.
Yeah, we've done everything drunk at Disneyland. I miss Disneyland, dude. Disney California Adventure is going to be opening in March.
Yes, I know.
To April.
Had an opportunity to actually go. A friend of ours invited me to go with him, and I respectfully declined. I want to go very badly, believe me.
Yes.
But I'm just not quite ready for that amount of people.
It'll be there are no rides that are going to be open.
Which is also something that sucks.
Yeah. So
So just food and scenes, which is good. Yeah. I would love that too, but let me get on that roller coaster, bro.
But it's like, a lot of people want the rides.
Let me get on that Incredicoaster, bro.
Oh, I haven't been on the Incredicoaster yet. I haven't been into the Marvel Land, is what you call it?
Nobody has.
Because is it not open yet?
It was set to open during quarantine.
Because they got rid of Tower of Terror for
Guardians.
They didn't
get rid of it. They replaced it. That has been open for quite a while.
Is it the same thing?
It's still a drop ride, but the Guardians ride is incredible. It's impeccable. It's really fun, and I'm saying that as a man who rode Tower of Terror the last week that it was open. Like I went to Disneyland for that to ride it one last time, and like I got the pin that was like one last ride. Like
great.
That's how much I love Tower of Terror. And Guardians of the Galaxy, equally as great.
Wow, just a different thing.
I miss Rod Sterling. I miss the Twilight Zone bit, but like honestly, Twilight Zone doesn't mean shit to these kids.
No, generations have moved on,
for sure,
dude. But Guardians of the Galaxy, that sells.
Banger. And like banger. When I was there last time, they had all these like construction walls up, and it was like Stark Industries.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was so cool.
I still want to get in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, that is also really fucking cool.
And to be the
I got to fly it.
Yeah. See, that sounds so...
Got to go to the bar that they have there. Got to have a Star Wars drink, bro.
Oh, like the blue milk?
I had the Kessel Run chaser or whatever. Yeah, man.
What is all of that stuff?
What is like the blue milk? Market. The blue milk I didn't have because I had the green milk. I didn't really want to drink that. I wanted to drink the alcohol in the bar. So I had the fizzy drink, the Bespin Fizz.
Okay.
And I had like the fuel, the Kessel Run fuel, which was like a Maker's Mark and yada yada. And then the other one was...
And they put in cool like apparatuses?
There was one though that like numbs your lips. I think it was the Bespin... freeze or the one
sounds like a kava root.
It was interesting because you drink it and it numbs your mouth, dude. It was weird.
What? Because have you tried kava before?
I've had kava from Spain, right? The bubbly wine.
It's like not the wine. It's like a root, and there are some kava bars, and it's not a food. They mix it into this drink. And you're supposed to have it with a pineapple spear. That's like it complements each other. Melissa and I did it while I was in Davis one time. There was a kava bar there, and it's the weirdest. I didn't like it, and like the music was kind of. It was like trippy. You feel kind of your mouth gets numb
because it's Spanish. Kava is Spanish, right?
I think so. It has to be.
I know the kava wine from Spain is a light, bubbly, kind of close to a rosé. We'll have a wine expert on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would like to try. I'm super interested in trying ethnic drinks, right? People who are like rice wine from Japan, or I had a really weird like rice liqueur from China that was maybe actually gasoline.
But so you didn't like it.
It's when in Rome.
You just want to try it once and like make your decision there.
I'll try anything twice.
Twice?
Yeah, why not?
You do it twice?
I'll try it twice.
I've never heard people say that. I hear I'll try it once. I'll try everything once.
I'll try everything twice.
What's the second time for?
It's like, I mean, maybe I did it wrong the first time.
Oh, open-minded.
I try to be.
New Alex is open-minded.
I've always tried things. Even closed-minded Alex would still try it twice.
Twice, really?
But you're not changing my mind. I just want 2 of them.
Oh, that's the tricky part. Dude, I wanted to tell you about this crazy fucking dream that I had this morning.
I had a great dream. Yes, tell me yours, because mine's very short. I had a great dream, completely thought out a full feature film movie, woke up, forgot it all.
Oh, dude, you should have.
It was the best movie plot I've ever seen in my life, and I woke up, forgot it all.
Have a journal right next to your bed.
I was going to write it down. It was gone the second I opened my eyes.
Oh, shouldn't have opened your eyes.
So your dream?
My dream was like, write in your journal. Dude, if you could figure it out, figure it out. My dream was scary as shit. So I woke up as not me, as a completely different person. And I knew that I didn't know. I lived with two girls, and they weren't super fond of me. I had just the body that I was living in. I had just moved into this apartment with these 2 girls that weren't too fond of me, and I knew the entire time, I'm like, this is not me. This is not my life. I'm supposed to be Christian Baltazar, and I don't know who the fuck I am. And I'm like, in this apartment, I'm looking at like photos of me. I can't remember the face of whoever the fuck I am. I've looked in the mirror. I was not me. And I kept on trying to wake up, and for some reason in my mind, I was convinced that I was a ghost of someone, and this is someone's past life, and I have to make amends in this dream, or else I will never return to being Christian Baltazar. And I was so sad, and I was freaking the fuck out. And I was like, oh shit, I'm never going to see my parents. I'm never going to see my friends ever again. I don't know who this person is, and I don't like their life. And I didn't know what to do, and it felt like hours. Hours.
Dude, I think you tapped into a different dimension.
I think so, man.
I'm 100% confident that I think you tapped into a separate reality, or at least a past life. Was it this timeline? Were you in this current age, or was it a different timeline?
It was this current age. It was like modern times. Like it was in the past, but not like 2021. It felt
okay,
but it did feel like it was someone else's life, and it was so vivid and so real. And I remember my interactions with my roommates.
Did you recognize them at all, or were these completely? You just don't know who these people are?
One of them, it was weird. I think
it was like a mix of 2 people you know.
No. I recognized one of them. One of them was like someone who's on a it's this girl named Kat from the Fighter and the Kid podcast and from the King and the Sting podcast. But I don't think it was actually her. I was talking with a friend, and she said sometimes your mind in dreams, since the people that are in your dreams can only have the faces of people that you've passed by or seen. So if this person is in your dream is representative of someone that you're familiar with, then your mind will swap it.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that for sure. And I also think it's interesting in dreams, like you can't dream something that you've never seen, right?
Yeah.
So like you can't dream about skydiving because you've never done it, right?
Yeah.
You can think you might know what it's like, but that's why like eventually the dream stops because you don't actually understand the what it is.
Or that's why, like, when you have dreams in familiar places, like I could have a dream that takes place in this studio. But since my mind is not capable of remembering every small detail all at once while I'm dreaming, it'll
suddenly
be like
that wall's way open and like there's a whole. That's how I see stuff.
Yeah, it'll be a manipulated version of that location.
I had a crazy realistic dream where I was still in high school, and it was like our high school, but like times 2. So like where the stairs went up on the second level, there was another set of stairs like Inception, when they like fold it open and like there's another level.
Yeah,
that's what it was. And I was like walking into a class, Mr. Bowles' class, and I remember sitting there and like sitting for the whole lesson. When I woke up, I thought I was late for school. Like, have you ever had those dreams that are so believable that where you wake up and you're like, fuck, I gotta get to school. Like I had to like calm myself down for about 5-10 minutes and be like, no, that was completely a dream. Like, was it a dream? Like, yes, that was a dream. That was not real. I'm 28 years old. Like that's not real.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yes. It built up the anxiety. It was so real. You thought it was your current reality.
Yeah, you were there. People like I know are there. And then a couple times I've had dreams where like I see a stranger that like I only saw when I was bartending. I used to get that all the time. Somebody who was in my restaurant that night, I would have a dream a couple of days later, a week later, that person would show up and be just like somebody on the street. So like I can remember faces of crowds in my dreams. And it's because my brain is like, I think, storing all the random ass faces that I was seeing at the time. Because when I was running the bar, I'd see 1,000 people a day easily. And my brain was just storing those faces.
You have a library of faces. And like when you picture them, it might not be their exact face, but it's the traits of what you remember.
That's why I'm always like, you know who that looks like? That looks like Dave Bautista. That's like, I'm always playing that game because that used to be me and my brother's favorite game. But also like my brain's always associating people with somebody that I know, somebody that I care for.
Oh, that's interesting.
When you first started telling me the story that you looked in the mirror and saw that you were a different person.
It freaks me out. Okay, yeah.
That reminded me of the Justice League episode where Lex Luthor switches bodies with the Flash. And he doesn't know, he knows he's going to switch into the body of somebody in the Justice League, but he's hoping he's going to turn into Superman or something. He turns into the Flash and he's like, damn it, I didn't expect this. He's like, well, at least I can figure out who the Flash's secret identity is. So he pulls off the Flash's mask and he looks in the mirror and he goes, I don't know who this man is.
What a letdown. Oh, it's just a stranger. Okay.
It's just like, because of course, Wally West would have never met Lex Luthor. Like, there's
At no point.
At no point would have they ever crossed that. So, like, for him to be like, all right, well, at least I'll know his secret. And he pulls off the mask. He's like,
I love how accurate that is.
Right.
I love
like,
that. That makes sense. That makes
the smartest man in the world, like, it can still be stumped.
Oh,
like,
that's so fucking funny, dude.
Man. I love comic books.
Have you seen, it's creepy, and I don't want to, like, scare you again, but, like, pictures of people... this picture of a man, it says like, have you seen me in your dreams? And it's like this dude with like thick eyebrows. And it's like people have reported that they all have seen this man in their dreams. And it's a scary coincidence, you know?
Is it just like such a vague,
it's like a mug
looking face that like we all recognize it?
No, I think it's actually pretty distinct.
Really?
Do you want me to try to find it?
Maybe after the show. I don't want to lose my shit in the middle.
Like,
Yeah, I'm actually getting a little
goosebumps.
My family, my dad's brothers and his mom and a lot of my cousins, they suffer from a disease called Marfan syndrome, which is a pretty intense degenerative disease. And we can track it, or we think we can track it to this one great uncle who was from Denmark or Sweden, came to Indonesia or Thailand. That's where the disease came, because it's a iconically European disease. So my dad's family from Indonesia having it is weird. Anyways, that one relative that we have who we thought brought the disease into the bloodline, there was only ever one photo of him. And my aunt Supa had it, and for years we were going through, she has boxes and boxes of photos. For months, me and my cousin Jeff and her were going through photos, looking at everything just to see what we had, and she was swearing to us, there's a photo of him, I think his name was Hunter, and there's a photo of Hunter, he's the one who brought it in, he's the one who brought it into the family. She goes, but I bet you that picture is hiding because he doesn't want to be seen, because we know it's him who brought this curse onto the family.
Like a shameful
That's
thing.
what she swore years and years and years and years and years. We never found that photo.
Whoa.
3 months ago, I'm flipping through a comic book in my room, and this photo falls out of a man who I have never seen in my life. He's wearing sunglasses. He has a kind of like an undercut. His hair slicked back, button-up shirt, shorts, knee-high socks. And I look at this guy and I think to myself, fuck, this guy looks like me.
Mm-hmm. Those are all traits that are depictive of you.
I go to my mom and go, Mom, do you know who this person is? She goes, I've never seen this photo before in my life. I go, Dad, do you know who this person is? My dad looks at it and he's looking at it for a long time and he goes, I think that's Hunter.
Wow.
I had the photo.
You had the photo?
I had the photo.
Because it was in your comic book.
It was in a comic book, dude. It was like a bookmark. It just fell out one day. I was literally just pulled it off my shelf one day. I wasn't even going to read it. I just pulled it off and was flipping through it for whatever reason. Boom, this photo fell out into my lap.
But you don't recall ever seeing it when you were a kid?
Never. Well, this comic book I got, it's not, I mean,
wow.
I have no explanation for it. This photo just appeared.
What did you do with the photo? You guys are just
It's in my room. I have it right above my computer. I look at it a lot.
Man. And so he was the first one to have that disease.
We think. And he looks like me, dude.
Really?
He's the
I mean,
glasses, the hair,
undercut,
the face, like his face, the way he's standing, like
a button up. Yeah,
dude, he looks like me.
That was trippy. I mean, how did you feel when you first saw it? Were you like kind of freaking out?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of scared because, and you know what? Initially, when I saw it, like when I when it fell on my lap and I picked it up and flipped it over, right as I was flipping it over, for some reason I was like, this is it. Mm-hmm. Like I just thought.
You knew.
That was a sentence in my head. This is it. Boom.
And it wasn't.
And I was like, what? I didn't know what it was.
But you knew that it was something important.
But I knew this was it.
Oh, shit. That's insane to me, man.
I'll show you that photo. It's in my, in my room.
Please show me.
And it's old, dude. It's gray. Parts of it are like torn off. It's like, it's an old photo. It's very clearly from like the 30s, the 40s.
Really
like it's
old.
An old ass and it's not like losing any of it's not, I mean, it's deteriorating a little bit, but it's not really like losing any of its image. It's not, the person who had it didn't leave it in the sun. You know, sometimes photos like can bleach out.
Yeah, and they're like a little distorted and the colors are manipulated.
It's brownish amber, but that's how film was back in the day.
Well, I think that it's good that you found that because, I mean, I understand where if the reasoning as to why there are such limited photos of him, it's due to the shame of like bringing this disease to the family.
I think Supa just thinks that. I think she quantifies things. She's one of the last Buddhists in our family, and so everything has a fate reason that's all been laid down thousands of years ago.
Rather than just like I don't know.
Rather than just us misplacing a photo.
Which it really could be
Which is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always the simplest. As a person who does magic, it's always the simplest answer.
Yeah.
But we like to believe.
But like we are humans, we like to speculate and like over speculate,
and then make our own decision. Like no. That's a Loch Ness monster.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like to have like the simplest answers to like scary things that have occurred so that I don't scare myself into thinking there's like a ghost around.
Sure. Oh, that was just a branch falling.
Yeah. Like one time, my brother and I were driving back home this was years ago, driving back home from getting food here in Benicia. And we were down this road right here. And out of nowhere, the radio turns all the way up to like a certain number. And we're like, what the fuck? And then goes all the way back down. Do you have an explanation for that?
No, but I did have a sound bar connected to our television that did that for months.
For a long time?
We threw it away. We got a new one, got rid of it.
Did it scare the shit out of you?
Because it got so loud it hurt my ears.
It's just a hassle.
It got annoying after a while. Mm-hmm. But I just chalked it up to a malfunction of the soundbar. But that's interesting that you bring it up as like a paranormal thing.
I don't
didn't
want
think about
to
it like that at all.
This is what I'm saying. My simple answer is saying that we must have like hit a bump or like a pothole in the road and it like fucked with his wires
get crossed all the time.
Something like that. But the scary answer is like, what if, because a family member had just passed recently. And so, I mean, obviously, my brain connects two events and associates them with each other.
Your brain would associate them if it made sense.
Yeah.
I was talking about this to somebody the other day. I'm now at the point where it's not that I don't believe in that stuff. I just don't think we understand it yet.
Yeah.
And here's my reasoning for it, twofold. So bear with me. It is said that when the Spaniards first came to Americas and the Native Americans saw their ships, they could not understand what they were looking at because they had never fathomed a boat that big. They knew what canoes were, they knew what boats were, they understood the idea of floating, but they had never seen ships the size of the Spanish Armada. Mm-hmm. Then, when they got off the ship, Cortez was riding a horse. A horse is something that's not in the Americas. Again, something they've never seen before. They thought he was a god. They thought he was a man-beast animal. They thought he was a man-beast animal that they had been praying to for generations. They could not fathom. They said that the Native Americans walked right up to the ships, put their hands on the ships, and still couldn't understand what they were. Mm-hmm. Equivalent to if we were to see a UFO.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
It's read my so advanced that we wouldn't even be able to understand. We'd have to quantify it as something that we don't get because it's just one of those things that we haven't understood yet. Mm-hmm. My second part of this thing is the idea of UV rays. UV rays are something that have been coming out of the sun since the sun started. UV rays are basking humans in life. They've been changing the photo. They've been changing Earth constantly. They burn things. They save things. They give us skin cancer. They give us tans. They give us freckles. They make some people black. They make some people white. And we didn't know what UV rays were until about 60 years ago when we created a camera that could actually see them. Mm-hmm. So for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, for millennia, UV rays were all over us, all around us, all in us. And we didn't know what the fuck it was until we had a camera that could see it. How many other things are going around us right now that we don't have a camera to see?
Infinite, dude. Because we are so small in this big, big universe. And it's already incredible that we as a society are this technologically advanced, and it's only progressed at an exponential rate.
Yeah, in the last couple of years.
Yeah, but what's going to happen beyond our lifetime, man?
You know, I think it's crazy that since World War II, we've had pretty much every technological advance that we could have imagined in less than 100 years. Mm-hmm. We've gone from rudimentary computers to Apple Watches and smartphones. We've gone from telegrams to the internet in less than 100 years. We created the airplane and landed on the moon in less than 100 years. Technology is moving so fast now, we really can't control it. Mm-hmm. So who knows what we're going to see, right? That's why I kind of feel like people who don't like the vaccine because it is too fast, it's too new, which is an understandable, that might be the only understandable thing I have for like not getting the vaccine. Mm-hmm. But my response to that is like, but that's how technology works.
Yeah.
If you're saying you don't trust cars because Henry Ford used to take 3 days to make a car, and now Tesla makes it in 12 hours, I don't trust that car because it's made too fast. That doesn't make sense. Technology and minds and humans have progressed. We can do things faster and smarter now. Not to spin it into a weird direction, but that's my point is technology is moving so fast.
Well, it all comes back to how you started this. We're all afraid of things that we don't know, that we don't understand. How is it that
we're trying to quantify it and we don't know how?
How is it that a vaccine was created within this period of time, passing all these trials within such a short amount of time? But it's because we had collected information from like related and associated viruses, right?
Yeah.
There's an answer to it, and we're not going to find out until like it happens. Like to you, your own. If you don't want to get it,
we're not going to find it out in this podcast. Fuck.
Right?
I thought that's why we were doing this, to solve Earth's problems now.
That's what this podcast is about. It Can't Be That Bad is about
Earth,
the universe, death,
society,
and life. Yeah. If you came here for a comedy podcast, fuck yeah.
That'll be on Thursday.
We're smart people.
Your life, I'm death. You're white, I'm dark. Mm-hmm. You're light, I'm shadow.
Yeah. Between you and I, there's constantly a paradigm shift. Our dynamics are always shifting.
Paradigm is such a great word.
I love it too. I love it so much. And it says so much. If you don't know what it is at home,
look it up because it's an SAT word.
Yeah.
Should we do an improv scene?
Yeah, let's do an improv scene, man.
And then we'll just like we'll say welcome, 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 and you can just add it to the beginning. Right? You can edit that.
Yeah,
Mark this. This will be the actual. You just cut this part out.
Yes.
And put this in the beginning.
Yes.
And fuck them.
It'll be easy.
Yeah, fuck them. Ladies and gentlemen, highly irrelevant. This is it, man. They're coming out. Stand your ground.
Zip, dop, blip, boop, foot it, zip.
Put that in the computer. What's he saying?
Zip. The man that is standing next to Sergeant Middleton has a device. When he presses the device, it translates everything that this foreign entity is saying. Bleep, blop, boop. Hello, Earthling. My name is Zavador 3.4.
Okay, so they use numbers.
Here is what I believe you call...
What the fuck is that?
A triangle.
Holy shit, man. Put your guns down. They clearly have technology we don't have.
This is what you call...
Whoa. He's like Dr. Strange.
This, I believe, you call...
Oh my god, that's a hot dog.
There you go.
Men, I don't know about you, but I've found my new god.
Cut to 2 days later, Sergeant Middleton and Zovador 3.415 are in the army tent discussing matters.
I'll be honest. When we got your radio transmission that you were coming to Earth, I was preparing for a war.
Oh, you were?
But just to find out that you guys are here to have sex with our women and eat our food, honestly, I'm okay with that.
We are a peaceful species.
Yes.
On the planet Xavion 6, that's our planet, we just like to indulge in all of the pleasures. Sex. We are an overpopulated
I could get down with that.
planet.
Do you guys have space for one more on the ride home?
Yeah, we do. If you want to come
Cut
with.
to the spaceship ride back to that planet thing you said. You guys don't have seatbelts on these chairs, right? So what? It's gonna be a lot of G's, right? When we take off, should I be scared?
Fuck a seatbelt.
Do I need a space helmet?
You know what they say about seatbelts?
What?
Gangsters don't wear seatbelts.
God damn it! I didn't know you guys got into my HBO account.
Now, do you want to hear what type of, what's the word for it? Boop, 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 music we have on Xavion 6?
I had just prepared myself for a lifetime of never hearing music again, so please have at it. I would love to hear music one more time.
Check this banger out.
I love that you know our slang.
Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
I'm sorry, can you pause for just 1 second? Zigzag, did you say that you guys have been getting only specific radio waves from Earth for about 100 years, and this is what you guys have been getting?
Yes.
Colt 45 and...
Afroman is our idol here.
I thought that statue looked familiar.
Do you remember in 2025 when Afroman suspiciously disappeared from Earth?
Yeah, everybody said that he was on the island with Biggie Smalls and Tupac, or he faked his death or something.
We took him.
Did you guys take Elvis too?
We took Elvis?
I fucking knew it.
Say it, we probably took them. List them.
John F. Kennedy.
Took him.
Abraham Lincoln.
Took him.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Well, no, he had little man syndrome.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, he was an interesting one.
So he was real.
Did die on Earth.
Oh.
But afterwards, he came to Xavion as an extra, supernatural being.
Interesting.
And hung out with us.
My question is, wasn't he supposed to come back to Earth and save us? Why is he on your planet?
Well, the alcohol that we have here fucks people up.
Well, let me get a cup of that and let's get going.
All right. You like Afroman?
I fucking love Afroman. This was the best decision of my life.
All right, cut to the club scene on Xavion 6. All right. Sergeant Middleton, I'd like you to meet the finest of the female species that we have here on Xavion 6. This is 6. This is Broccoli, and that is Ferocia. Ladies, this is Sergeant Middleton.
At your service, U.S. Navy Department C.
Ah, ladies, would you like to party with Sergeant Middleton?
Party?
What did you just have there, good sir? You enjoying your time on Xavion 6?
This is something that the waitress brought over. They call it Zontium?
Oh, that shit'll fuck you up, motherfucker.
I did a key bump and it's killing me.
Well, since we don't have noses, we inject this straight into, what's the word? Boop, 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 boop. Our assholes.
Whoa, so I've been snorting it though. Is that the wrong way of doing it?
I hear that, what's the word? Boop, 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 boop. Fucks you up harder.
I love the zing-zong to slang transmitter that you have here. It's an incredible invention that will help our societies get so much closer.
Do you want to try it on your end? Everything that you say in, what is your language?
American.
American? You could translate it into bleep bloop, our language here on Xavion.
I thought you spoke zig zoop. Bleep bloop, I'm sorry, you're right. Beep beep boop boop.
Different dialects here.
What if I wanted to say, where's the bathroom? Beep boop bop boop. Bitch clock.
Yes, but bitch clock is the word for where's the bathroom, and it's over there down the hallway to the right.
Thank you.
Scene. Man, I want to write that. Xavion 6 is fucking dope, dude.
It sounds like one of those planets that's in like a teenage young adult novel where they're like, Zigzag came down to Earth and he wanted to learn what it's like to be a teen.
It sounds like another Rick and Morty spin-off.
Yeah, for
type
sure.
Of thing.
That's
that's what I was trying to channel. And I was like, oh, what's the thing that would happen to Rick and Morty? Like, oh, of course the aliens just want to get fucked up, right? And they're going to bring like someone that's like Rick over to their planet. Oh, that was really fun.
That was fun. That was good stuff.
I'm glad that you understood where I was coming from with doing all the spaceship noises. And like,
it was pretty simple.
Oh, really?
I mean, I got it. I've heard a spaceship noise millions of times.
Have you ever had an alien encounter or like think that you've seen a UFO?
Actually, I've seen two, but only one that I can confirm because both me and my mom saw it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, what's the instance?
We were in our living room, and I was laying down on the couch, and my mom was sitting, and I was looking out the window, and there was this like string of lights that started like going like in a pattern, like you know the side of a blimp, how it has words going this way.
Yeah.
It was like that, but on the bottom, right?
Okay.
And it was going in a nonsensical pattern, and I'm looking at it for about a minute, and I go, "What is that?" And my mom looks out the window and she kind of stops for a minute and she goes, I don't know. And my dad was sitting there too. He goes, oh, it's nothing. It's probably an airplane. Didn't even look up from whatever he was doing. Mm-hmm. We go outside and it's this huge black ship with lights on the bottom and lights around it. And it makes like a soft bank and turns and it goes around this water plant that we have at the top of this hill over here. From where I live, it went behind the hill. And then it never came out on the other side.
Oh, fuck.
And I called our friend George.
Uh-huh.
I called him immediately, and he came up to the house. We got in his truck, and we drove around to try and find it, and we couldn't find anything of it. But me and my mom still talk about that. We saw those lights. It was insane. The only thing the closest thing I can say what it is a blimp flying sideways.
That's the simple answer.
That's the simple answer. But that makes less sense than me saying it's an alien.
Yes. That's because if it disappeared after going behind that hill, where the fuck could it have gone? It didn't just like park.
And my mom saw it. So it wasn't just me who saw it. And this was before I was still like, I think a freshman maybe at the oldest.
Yeah.
Like I was not, I knew George. So I must have been maybe a sophomore then or a junior. No, sophomore. I think I was a sophomore.
But your frontal lobe was fully developed and you know what you saw.
Partially as a teenage boy. But yeah. But I know what I saw. And I know what my mom saw. Or she knows what she saw. And
do you remember going down Lake Herman Road?
And with Greg?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Shout out Greg Suggan. We saw the
smoke?
The like greenish smoke.
We were driving in his car. I remember we were driving because I was sitting in the front seat for some reason. And we were zipping down Lake Herman Road. And there was like smoke in the middle of the road. And he like stepped on the gas to like make the smoke, woof, go over the car.
Yeah.
It went into the car, went into the cabin, and then flew out of the back. And me and Greg just like looked at each other. And he looked at me and I was like, and he goes, did you see that? And I go, yeah. And then you were in the back and you're like, what was that? And we're like, we all kind of like just didn't say anything for a minute. And then
because it was like, freaky. Because it was like, obviously it's Lake Herman Road and Lake Herman Road is scary
Notorious.
as hell.
Well, the first Zodiac murder was on Lake Herman Road.
Yeah. And it's like midnight maybe. It's pretty late.
And we were out there because wasn't Greg doing donuts?
Yeah,
he like just got a new transmission or something?
He got like a new car. I forget what car he had at the time. It was the Fit?
It was a car that he had, but he got something new, like put it like a new transmission or new tires.
So that he could do donuts.
Something.
And we were just being teenagers. We're like, of course we want to be in like our homie's car to like do some donuts.
Yeah.
And then that sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
It actually is.
We're just a bunch of clueless kids doing donuts. We see green smoke. And then, I don't know.
Green smoke, dude. I forgot about the green smoke.
And it's freaky. And that's an instance where if you have like multiple
people,
witnesses, it's someone to validate you.
That's like the time, and it's not supernatural or paranormal, but it's like the time me and Otis saw that guy with a gun. Have we ever told you that story?
No, you guys saw a dude with a gun?
One time we were driving, and we had just gotten on the freeway here on 2nd Street, and right before you get to the bridge, there's now 3 lanes, and the 3rd lane goes off around on an overpass to a different freeway.
Yes.
We're driving. This car pulls up next to us, right? Otis is in the passenger seat. I'm in the driver's seat. We kind of like look over at the car like this. We look back up. And then I go, did that guy have a gun? And Otis goes, I was just thinking that. Like, seriously, we look over and this dude was like unloading it or something and doing something weird with it. And like we both literally like both looked, went back to the front and then like had like a half a second of like, that was a gun. And like I literally was like, did that guy have a gun? And Otis was like, yeah, that guy had a gun. And we're like, oh, fuck. And like, he got in that 3rd lane and drove away towards like Fairfield. We found out later that the bank in Rayleigh's had just been robbed.
What?
And so we think that was probably the guy because that bank always gets robbed because it's right by the freeway. Mm-hmm. He probably robbed them, hopped on the freeway. We just happened to be in the fast lane when he was getting onto the freeway. He's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, me and Otis talked
connecting
about that
the dots. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because, and at the time we were both like, what the fuck was that? Like, it probably wasn't a gun. It probably like we probably just seen things. It was probably his phone or something. And then like when we found out a couple days later, Otis called me. He goes, "You know the day you saw that guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Rayleigh's got robbed that day. The bank got robbed that day." And I was like, "Dude, that was him."
What a big coincidence, dude.
And the craziest part, I still think the craziest part was like, you know, like when you pass a car, you like look at the car that you're passing. You don't really think much of it. Like just you don't even clock what you're looking at until you pass them, and then you're thinking about it. You're like, wait a minute.
It hits you afterwards. You're like, oh, what the fuck?
It hit us both at the same time. We both had that like kick of adrenaline. You've never had a gun pointed at you?
No.
I've had.
Am I the weird guy here? I've never, and I never want a gun pointed.
It's very scary.
You had a gun pointed at you? I had a gun pointed at me
in jest from an asshole because he was being a douche, and that's scarier than when I had a cop point a gun at me because he was breaking up a fight. Because at least I knew I hoped that the cop wasn't going to shoot us. When you have like an asshole pointing a gun at you, that's how accidents happen, and I was not happy when that happened. And that guy, I punched him in the mouth. I can't punch a cop in the mouth. Also, when the cop showed up, it was he didn't know what was happening. There was 4 guys fighting.
Wait, this is the same day?
No, different, way different, way different. One, I was at a dude's house buying something, and the other one was after work. One of my cooks got in a fight with some dude in the garage. In the parking garage, so I was running over to go help him, and then his friend jumped in, so now it's like a brawl, and then the cops came, and they didn't know what happened, so they draw on us and make everyone sit down until they can figure out what's happening. So that one I think was justified. I don't blame the police officer for that.
Dude, well, I'm glad you're safe, because that's scary shit that I didn't even know about you. I know that you've gone to like bar brawls and like you've gotten into fights before.
Garage parking lot,
but like I never knew anything like there were firearms involved.
Well, I mean, it's a cop. I mean, it's not like one of them pulled out a firearm.
Well, you said the douche from the other.
When we were, well, because he's an
asshole. Some people just try to flash
shitty white guy. Yeah, and it was a brand new gun. That's why he was showing it off.
I've seen too many crime dramas where someone accidentally gets shot.
Oh yeah, because they're like
the credits.
You ever see a guy who? What? Oh, you ever see like maybe not. I was at a party one time in Vallejo, and this dude like just got a gun because he's doing like clack, 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 making it really loud, making it really wants everybody to look at him to see that he's got a gun. And it's just like I remember you sitting there being like, that guy's gonna shoot himself, like that guy because he's not being smart about it.
Yeah,
like he's being dumb about it. He's gonna hurt himself or worse, hurt somebody around him. And it's like that's the reason why liberals hate guns because of idiots like him.
Don't ever give me a gun. I think I'd be too sloppy, too scared to ever use it. Unless it's a zombie apocalypse, don't ever give me a gun.
You need 3 things if you're gonna hold a firearm. You need to be prepared, you need to be trained, and you need to be ready.
Yes, I want to be like educated and smart about it. You got to be all 3 of those things,
not 2, not 1, all 3.
But like I'm the type of person that would probably like in a comedic fashion probably drop the gun on accident and shoots me in the ankle.
That dropping a gun doesn't make it go off usually. A lot of like guns have been built now with that intention. It's been a long time since probably like the Midwest, like the Wild Wild West times, that you could drop a gun and it would go off. Yeah, generally guns don't go off when you drop them. That being said, my favorite gun, the 6-hour P226, which is the given firearm to all of the military in America, went through millions and millions of tests. One of the tests when they almost didn't buy this gun was because if you dropped it at a certain angle, it would go off. But the angle that it was dropped in, the way it was falling, it's an unfathomable way of falling. Like they purposely made it fall so it would shoot.
Yeah.
But that being said, does not mean it couldn't happen. It just generally doesn't happen.
So you're telling me I could get a gun, throw it on the ground, and be like, y'all are safe?
You generally, yeah, you could be. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it. That's also a mistreatment of guns, and probably how people get hurt.
Yes.
But if you were in a zombie apocalypse and you drop your gun, you shouldn't be afraid that it's going to go off and kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Okay, because
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say
too many
you should throw
movies.
a gun over your shoulder.
I know.
And it goes off and you're like, oh, don't need this anymore.
It's just a silly part of it. I don't know what situation I'd be in. It's like the same. Now that I know the value of nice microphones, and I've always known the value of microphones from using them in live performance, that when someone does a mic drop, I'm going up on stage and you're catching these knuckles, dude. I will that might be the time where I punch a stranger. We've talked about it in an episode.
That's the moment.
I will punch someone giving a speech.
When we own our comedy club and some asshole thinks he's killing his set and drops the mic.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, fucker, you're paying for that.
I got your money right here.
Come here. Boom. In front of everyone.
Yeah. And then when he gets up to fight you, then I'll step in and kill him.
There we go. It'll be a badass
that part we'll have to bleep because we won't get away. We won't be able to plead self-defense if they hear this. So.
This is evidence.
That part's got to be bleeped.
You got to be my bodyguard if I ever if I ever become like a singer and that happens.
Which would be weird because honestly, you have the more bodyguard body. Mm-hmm. Otis, I told Otis when I get famous, I'd like for him to be my bodyguard because he's trained with firearms, but he's got bad knees now.
Oh,
I don't know if I want somebody with bad knees protecting me.
Well, you know what the answer for that is? The Professor Xavier wheelchair. You can get real fast.
Ooh, I don't want to be an asshole, but I also don't want Professor Xavier to defend me either.
You don't want them to just get...
I'm 6'3". There's at least 4 feet of stuff that he's not going to be able to cover. You know what I mean? And it's all the vitals. It's my heart, my head.
Professor X, get up!
You know what I mean?
Someone's shooting at me.
So, honestly, you know who I've always wanted to be my bodyguard?
Who?
Friend of the show, Patrick Dunn.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. He works it. He's got the body. He's scary looking. And I'm a good friend with him. We had a good connection. He's the person who I'd want to be like my driver or my bodyguard or like my +1 if I become famous.
Yes. Okay, him. Okay, we're going to have, these are the people. If this podcast
In our entourage?
takes off, yeah, our entourage will be Patrick Dunn and Otis Parker for sure. There will be the head of security for us.
Well, and I don't know if, I think only one of them can legally hold a gun, so we'll probably make sure that that's a thing.
Okay, we could give Patrick
just have Otis hand it to him.
a bat with
Here,
nails.
just like Otis has to carry it because he has the license, but Patrick's the one who has to do the shooting. Like,
Yeah.
Because he fits the part. You know what I mean?
Patrick
He's scary
looks
looking.
like every character in Sons of Anarchy.
Yes. Yes. And Otis has the training to own a gun.
Otis looks like every
This is
character
how
in
we,
Moana.
It's like when 50 Cent, like when G-Unit was going around, there was like one dude who was like an ex-cop just so he could carry a gun in the clubs. Like they wanted that guy there.
Dude, 50 Cent got legitimately shot 50 times, right? Something like that?
No, he got shot 6 times.
Nah, round up.
Yeah. Well, a real big roundup, but yeah. Yeah, but totally, dude. I mean, you gotta
It's
keep
fun.
the kitty in the back.
It's fun fantasizing about like the entourage that we could potentially have. I just want to roll deep with some homies. I've seen like when I was watching that Kevin Hart documentary, and he'd take a private jet with his best friends to
And
like
then,
wherever the
get in a
fuck.
fight with his fitness instructor because they were gambling and he took something personal. And
Oh yeah, that documentary got a little deep.
I'm kind of like I liked Kevin Hart when I didn't know him as well.
But now that we get to,
Now that I know, now the curtain's been pulled back a little bit too much for me.
but isn't that? We were talking at the beginning of the episode. We like to see
Way to bring
the
it back.
human flaws in some of these celebrities that are on a pedestal.
Motherfucker.
Because who knows that if we were in the same position
me.
as
You
Kevin
fucking
Hart,
got me.
someone who came from nothing, right? And has accumulated all this wealth. What does that do to your ego? What kind of insecurities build along with the securities that you've built? That something like a fight with your best friend about like gambling and with some intoxication, that could make you upset. And it's because you're famous that you have a little more scrutiny on you, that people might be like, I don't like you as much as I used to like you. Because it's true that, celebrity fame could strip you of some humility.
Fame in any sense will change you.
Yeah.
If they say fame doesn't change you, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change you a little bit. Because you have to either keep it going, or you have to know when to turn it on, turn it off. And damn, you caught me in one of my hypocrisies, and Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't call it a hypocrisy. It's just something that you haven't thought of yet.
Well, and now that you're saying it, maybe my problem with Kevin Hart is actually that I see too much of myself in him.
That's what it is. It could be.
Yep.
A comedian that's like coming from like from a place far from fame, right?
Yeah, and his quick temper.
Ah, yes, dude. But might I say, like, your temper is like really, really good and managed as of late, dude.
Well, it's flipped now. Now I don't get angry. Now I just get like super sad.
And that's okay. I mean,
So now I'm working on that. It's a pendulum swing.
Yeah,
you work
dude.
on one thing, then you work on the next thing.
I mean, as long as you're working at it, dude. Hey. Sometimes when I get emotional, I'm like, I think this is good. I think it's good to crying feels so good lately. Yeah, I know it's making you cringe, but like, I mean, obviously the thought of me crying to anyone else is like, Christian, calm the fuck down. But in the heat of the moment, come on, don't you feel good afterwards?
It's one of my favorite songs. In the heat of the moment, telling us what your heart says.
I'm gonna push the camera in right here on you.
Heat of the moment.
I'll put some special effects, make it look like a music video. These are
Thank you, Cleveland.
These are edit notes for myself as we go along.
Keep
with
them in,
this.
so like you can cut back to you as you're giving the note, and then like
Yeah.
Man, what a great episode,
Dude, this was fun.
I do want to end it with this though. Watch Forrest Gump. I just rewatched that movie, and god damn, is it incredible.
So Good.
Robert Zemeckis is incredible. I don't think we would have those deep fake videos without Forrest Gump.
Before we go, have you seen the
Tom
Cruise deep fake videos?
Yes.
Incredible. Scary. Incredibly scary.
We are very fast approaching a time where you cannot believe anything that you see. Remember
Maybe that's why you think Tom Cruise fucks fish. It was a deep fake video of this dude, this rando fucking fish.
No,
they threw Tom Cruise's face on this fish fucker.
Nope. There's no video of Tom Cruise fucking fish. There's just evidence that he takes fish into the bathrooms and they're
mutilated
leaves.
salmon and tuna and yellowtail.
He buys whole fish from the department, goes into the bathrooms of Whole Foods and fucks those fish and then leaves them there because he can.
Fuck, dude. Those fish probably have kids and parents.
Tom Cruise fucks fish.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care enough about Tom Cruise to really defend if he's a fish fucker or not. Well, my life's not going to change.
I brought that up to somebody and they're like, it's weird that that's why you don't like Tom Cruise and not like the horrible Scientology shit that he does or like the way he treated his wives, Katie Holmes or his daughters or anything. It's like, nope, I don't care about any of that. It's the fish fucking that I don't like.
Do you not like... Okay, do we directly dislike Scientologists?
Yes, fuck Scientology.
Or are they victims to the religion?
Some of them are, but it's just like, hey, I got no sympathy for it. I told you one time years ago, I was in downtown Hollywood on vacation with the girl that I was dating at the time, and we passed by the Scientology building, and they're out there handing out their shit, and they had a very, very clever way of getting me to take their pamphlet. They said, "Oh, this is yours." And think about if somebody said that to you without even thinking, you would grab it at first. And my response was, no, it's not. And I kept walking. And the girl I was with, she was like, don't you think that was kind of rude? And I go, honestly, that might have been the nicest response I've gotten all night. Right? Because think about how many fuck yous don't talk to me, things that they get every night. And mine's like, no, that's not for me. And she was like, well, what even was that? So I had to explain to her what Scientology is. And at first, like anybody, when you first hear about Scientology, it kind of sounds kind of cool, right? And then you really think about it and it's not. It's super fucked up and really fucking stupid. So goddamn dumb. They're gonna hear this because they have a ping on every time someone says Scientology all over the internet. So fuck the Scientologists.
I was watching that Scientology documentary, which is hosted by the wife of Kevin James from King of Queens, whoever her name is.
Her name is Leah Remini. She is famous on her own without Kevin James, but yes.
That's how I remember her, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lady.
Leah Remini.
Sorry, Leah Remini.
She is single-handedly taking on the Church of Scientology.
She's fucking awesome,
and
dude.
Killing it, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, the David Miscavige, the leader of Scientology, I have 3 questions for you. 1, where the fuck is your wife? 2, why can't Tom Cruise live outside of your purview? And 3, tell me why your dad doesn't love you anymore. You're going to hear this, David Miscavige. Fuck you. Fuck Scientology. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but don't actually come at us.
No, honestly, because fuck you, Scientology.
Scientology is from what I've been reading up on and watching, horrible, dude. Learning from the documentary.
They legitimately do gang stalking. They legitimately do things that people are said to be insane for claiming, and they're actually doing it to people so that when they claim insanity, or when people say that they're insane, they can step back and let them be. One
of the girls that is interviewed in that Scientology documentary was, she grew up into it. Her parents were Scientologists.
Those people I feel bad for.
And she later on was like, I hate this. I fucking hate this. Yeah. And the only way she could run away was to literally
run away.
She had to get in the trunk of a car of these people that weren't Scientologists, that were just on set to help film this documentary.
Because they were on a campus. Because they have walls.
They have cameras everywhere.
They have walls with barbed wire facing in this campus. Yeah. Barbed wire facing in isn't to keep people out.
It's to keep people in, dude.
Why do you have to do that if it's so great?
Right? Well, it's just a ploy, man. Look how well-funded Scientology is.
Oh, incredible.
Look at how much power they have over some incredible names.
And L. Ron Hubbard, LRH, the fat fuck piece of shit that he is, literally said the only way to make money in this country is to create a religion.
Cults. Look at cults, too, how much power they had.
I will say, though, LRH is pretty crazy because he was super into getting a lot of fucking pussy, and he fucked. JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories?
No.
That was created by a guy named Jack Parsons. His wife got fucked a bunch by LRH, and then they were best. They were actually trying to do a dark magic ritual to bring about the Antichrist and save the world.
Whoa!
by having like sex in a sigil and things like that. And then when Jack Parsons found out that LRH was fucking his own wife, they hated each other and stopped talking. But we almost had an antichrist because some dumb shit guy who got us to the moon and some asshole who created a stupid science religion were having sex in the middle of a circle with a pentagram on it.
Too many weird people with weird power.
Back to the beginning when we were saying these famous people we put on pedestals are just weird fucks who do weird shit.
Yep. There's two sides to the fucking coin. There are some celebrities that have like human flaws that are relatable and we can understand and sympathize.
Even Justin Timberlake gets diarrhea.
Yeah, and that man, in my eyes, is perfect.
I think about that sometimes when I look at like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit editions. Like sometimes this girl gets diarrhea.
You literally said Kate Upton farted in my mouth on a day where she has diarrhea.
No, she doesn't. She's perfect.
Oh, you think she just poops frozen yogurt?
And she doesn't poop at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Or you hope there's something there because you want some booty play. Well, we've talked about some deep shit, and this is the biggest reaction I've gotten from you the entire episode.
I don't want her people to come after me.
Oh, because she got people too.
I'm more scared of Kate Upton's people than I am of the Scientologist people.
Really? Kate Upton.
Full disclosure.
You would be the first one in line if Kate Upton came up with a religion.
Yes.
Yeah, Kate Uptonology. And you'd be like,
Uptonanity.
Upton, whatever it's called. You're first in line, buddy. And you're going to be the person handing out pamphlets.
This is for you, sir?
This is for you, sir?
She
will fart in your mouth.
Have you heard the word of the good lady?
Oh,
what good lady? Have you heard the word of the good lady? Have you heard the word of the good lady?
Kate Upton?
It's just like a picture of Kate Upton.
And that's it?
Just like an 8x11 glossy, like color photo of her.
Imagine doing this without Kate Upton's permission.
Approval.
Yeah, she's like, I know nothing about this religion.
I'm from the Church of Kate Upton. Hi, I'm from the Church of Kate Upton. Here you go. I'm from the Church of Kate Upton.
Excuse me, are you making a religion about me?
Yes, we are the followers of the CKU. And what we believe at CKU is that all life is brought about big jumbly bumbly boobs.
That's me. You're talking about me, Kate Upton.
Yes. The CKU.
You wouldn't freak the fuck out. You wouldn't shit your pants if you met Kate Upton in life. What? I'm Kate Upton. Let's say I walk into your work.
I've been starstruck. I've met famous people before. I've only been starstruck once in my life where like I was tongue-tied where I couldn't talk. That was when I met Champ Bailey.
Okay.
I feel like I would be the same if I saw Kate Upton.
Okay, let's say Kate Upton's single, and this is your only opportunity. Are you gonna, A, be cordial, act like she's not this big famous person, and just like, treat her like a normal person? Or is this your opportunity to see if you could pull an Alejandro move on her and see what you could do?
Well, the Alejandro move... because it's in my training to treat girls like you don't like you don't. Training. It's in my training treat every girl like you've never heard of them.
You're training. Oh, Kate Upton. Is that short for Catherine?
Yeah,
something like that.
That's almost exactly what I'd be. Or I'd be like, if we're at a bar or something and she's like sitting next to me, I'd be like, hey, do you know what the bartender's name? Like, I'm trying to get his attention. I can't get it. You ask him about something else. Because everyone's tapping her on the shoulder and be like, oh my God, are you Kate Upton? Oh my God, can I get an autograph? Oh my God, can I?
Okay, I want to do this short improv scene before we end. I want to be Kate Upton in a bar, and I want to see what you do if she were to sit next to you at the bar. Okay, act like you're having a drink. Dirty martini, please. Shaken, not stirred.
You should probably get it stirred. You're wasting the vodka.
Really?
Yeah, when you shake it, the ice crystals break apart. It'll dilute the vodka.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What are you drinking?
I'm on a diet.
I respect it. Oh, God, diets. My manager always has me on diets.
Yeah, I think people shouldn't tell you how to look. If you just want to be how you are, you should be how you are. I'm drinking this because it's 0 calories, and I'm trying not to bloat up.
A diet, truly? Oh, my God.
And then I would turn to the person next to me and start talking to them for at least 5 minutes. And then once I saw that she was getting down near the end of her drink, I'd say, hey, you want another one? Because I'm about to get a second drink. I can buy you one.
Thank you so much.
I'll take another and you can put her next one on mine.
Oh, thanks. Oh, my gosh.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Kate.
It's a great name. My grandma's name was Kate.
Really?
No, not at all.
Oh. Now you're lying to me.
It's just a joke.
Okay.
Kate, what do you do for work?
Well, I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, have you...
Sounds like you're unemployed.
Have you... Oh, my... No, I'm not unemployed.
I mean, if you don't have a job title that you could throw out and you're being vague, it sounds like you're unemployed.
No, I'm employed. I swear. Just Google me.
You accepted a drink from a stranger. You probably can't afford it on your own, huh?
No, that's fine. It was just proper etiquette. I'm sorry. Are you... I don't know if I should like you right now or be a fan.
You should probably not. But what do you do?
I'm an actress. I'm a model.
Oh, cool.
I'm a personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What brings you to Kentucky? What are you doing all the way out here?
Tour.
A touring model.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't get all of the settings, on the East Coast or the West Coast. You got to hit the Midwest sometimes.
Boy, you are just so traveled, huh?
Yes, it's exhausting, actually.
I bet it is. Excuse me, and my friends were in the middle of something, so I'm going to go back to them. But I'll come back and check on you in a little bit.
Wait.
What's up?
Hand me that napkin.
Yeah, we'll finish this conversation later.
In case, that's my number.
Yeah.
Area code.
Thanks.
That's my personal, so it's not like you're reaching my agent or my manager or anything. That's.
Believe me, I don't want to call your agent.
Do you know who I am?
Should I?
Damn. Okay. Scene. All right. I'm impressed. I don't know. I'm not a girl. I don't have estrogen. Or.
But you were going for all the things. You laughed when I wanted you to laugh. You gave me some bite back when I wanted you to bite back.
And I don't know how much of that is me like just yes-ending because it's an improv scene, as opposed to like actually being like in the moment. I don't know. I'm not a girl that's attracted to.
You do stuff like that though.
I'm very impressed as a person from the outside looking in, seeing you talk to a girl that I can see you're interested in, and like me reading that she is conversely into you as well.
That helps.
It's so impressive. And it's like, I could never do that. I don't know.
Well, it's in my training. Thank you, Neil Strauss.
Training. You gotta hang up your certificate for your training.
Neil Strauss did that same tactic to Britney Spears and got her number.
Really?
Acted like he didn't know who she was.
Oh, shit. So it does work.
That's what Neil Strauss says.
To an extent. Hashtag free Britney, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
Poor girl. Yeah. Man, well, I had fun, dude.
I also had fun.
Let's tell the baddies what we watched this week.
One of my favorites.
This was suggested to us by Nikki Tata.
Nikki Tata.
Shout out to you. Thank you for throwing us a good movie that it was my first time watching.
I've seen this movie a million times. I didn't realize how much I loved this movie until while I was rewatching it. I knew every single second of this movie.
Fuck, that's a good sign, dude. Yeah. So, this week we watched
2 Weeks Notice
with Sandy Bullock
and Hugh Mungo Grant.
That's right. You heard it here. What's his middle name?
Mungo. That's 100% a real fact. His name is Hugh Mungo Grant.
Look it up.
My name has been Alejandro.
And my name has been Christian. Before we leave,
oh shit!
Huge shout out. I would like to shout out.
Yeah.
My coworker Valeria Ferreira. You probably don't listen to this podcast, but thank you for these dope paintings. I'll put pictures up right here. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, the paintings are great. You should listen to the show. I think you would enjoy it. I think you could get to know us a little bit more. What's her name?
Val is her name, but her full name is Valeria.
Valeria.
Yes.
Valeria, I think this is a great opportunity for you to send us more paintings. I love it. You should listen to our show more often and maybe come down and hang out with us.
Yeah. One of these days.
One of these days, Valeria.
All right.
Open invitation.
Yes.
I got a seat for you.
Yeah, we have a full futon for you. You can take up as much space as you want.
I was going to give her a folding chair, but you're giving her a futon. I understand.
A folding chair?
I like it.
No, don't give her a folding chair.
Give her a bed.
Here's a king size for you, lady.
Here's a bed chair.
Yeah, a bed chair?
That's what a futon is.
Oh, that's basically what it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, but shout out to you. My name has been Christian.
My name has been Alejandro. You can follow me at call_me_Jesus.
You can follow me at Christian Has Asthma. Baddies, thank you very much for supporting us during this quarantine. It has been almost a year since quarantine's happened, and you guys have stuck with us, and the numbers have grown, and we see it, and we are so appreciative. We fucking love you.
We do. We love you very much. Follow us on Instagram at ICBTB Podcast.
Correct.
We are knocking on 500's door, so tell your friends and tell your moms. And honestly, I get a lot of texts from people saying that their mom listens to the show.
We got a lot of mom baddies.
Shout out to the mom baddies.
Yeah.
The Maddies.
The Maddies.
And also, if your name's Maddie, shout out to you too.
Yeah.
And if you're upset and angry, shout out to you because you're mad.
Yeah.
I think that's everything. We covered every base.
I think we covered everything. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're knocking on 100's door.
Knocking on 100's door.
And we're rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
5 stars, no less.
Yes. All right. Peace, baddies. Thank you very much. Bye.
Can't be that bad.